I'm going to be showing you guys today how to contour your face. So what I like to start with is first a lip conditioner. So I have the cherry one. So I'm just going to take this, and I do this before I start anything because I want it to really soak in before, so it won't mix in with anything, but it also works as a primer as well. So I'm just going to put that on my lips real quick. It's also really nice in the winter too because it really helps moisturize and lock it all in. And then what I'm going to do is I kind of pre-made just a small palette just to kind of go over. So I have right here, I have my palette. So I'm going to be working with my colors. My colors are going to be a little bit different than yours. So I'm going to start out with white peach for my brightener. So the two brushes that I really like to use, there's the 3D brush that you can start with if you just want one brush, or you can even make the blush and bronzer work as well. If you just want to use one, you can squeeze it to do your contouring, and you can do different things like that. But for me, what I really like to do is use two brushes. So I like to use the blush and bronzer, and then I also like to use the detail brush. The detail brush I really like for contouring because you can kind of stamp it on really good. Plus, on that smaller end, I can use this for the highlight really good as well, and it just kind of gets in there. So I'm going to start out, and I'm going to be using the detail brush, and I'm going to use that small end for highlighting. So I'm going to go in, I use white peach for my highlight. Everybody's highlight is going to be different though, so it all kind of depends on your skin tone. It is colder in my house today, so my cream that I have right now, it's not that tacky that I wanted it to be. So what I'm gonna do is you can do it a few different ways. You can take out the tin and warm it on your hand, or what you can do, you can just kind of rub your finger on it to get it a little bit warmer, or you can just breathe on it. I just breathe on mine, just a few breaths just to kind of warm it up. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. So that's just warming it up. It's making it tacky. I don't know if you can see that, but it's making it tackier so it will blend better and stick on better. So I'm going to take it now, and I'm going to go one. I like to go straight down right here when I do it for the highlight, and then on this side, not straight down, but just kind of slanted. I kind of have those bags right here, so I just kind of like to follow where those are at. And then on the outer edge of my eye, I like to go up right here and then up right here. Now this for me was all just those few dabs that I did. I wasn't getting makeup during that. I was just using that was all one. And then what I'm going to do is I'll have either I can redab it or I might have extra, and I'm just going to go kind of down that middle of my face, and that will just brighten where the light hits it. Okay, the reason why I'm not going to be going right here is because I am at that point in my life where I do have a little bit of wrinkles here. You may not notice them a lot right now, but after the makeup is on, if you have a lot of that brightening highlight there, you may notice kind of buildup in that area. So you don't want to put the brightener there. If you do want a little bit of coverage, what you could do, I mean, I can do it right now, just put the main color on. I normally don't put anything on there because then when you're blending it, you're kind of blending it all together. But I'll just put a little bit of main so you can just see how that looks as well. And you can just put that main right in the middle right there if you choose to go that route. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to so I was using that small end, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to be using the bigger end of the detail brush to do my contour. So again, it's kind of cold in here, so I'm just going to warm it up. So I'm just going to blow on it or breathe on it a little bit. And that's going to give it, it's really simple. That's what's so great about the cream makeup is you don't have to do a lot, and it will start getting that tacky feeling. Right when you first get your tins, it may be stiff as well, where you might want to warm it up just a little bit before you use it to help so it applies a little bit better. So for me, my bone is right here. So what you want to do is you want to find that, and you kind of want to go just over that bone a little bit, that cheekbone. Or if you are having a hard time finding it, where it is it's kind of the upper part of your ear right here. And then you kind of go slant it down like that. You're not going to do this whole line. You're going to stop at the edge of your eye. So if you look, I'm going to go just right here. And I'm going to do kind of stamp it on right there. So I'm going to get it and just stamp it on. Simple as that. So then I'm going to do the other side. And what I like to do is I like to squeeze, after I have the cream on, I like to kind of squeeze it to give it more of a defined shape. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Here's that bone right here. So I'm just going to go right over that bone. And what I love about this brush is that that's all you're doing, is you're just stamping it on, and it kind of, the brush works itself in to put it right where it needs to go. But again, you can use other brushes. Your bone will help with it. The brushes just help kind of guide you during it. And all these brushes too, what's great is they are all for that cream makeup. They're all made for this, which is perfect. So now I have my contour here on my cheekbones. This is kind of, you're looking at where the shadows kind of are formed. You're giving your face dimension. That's what the brightener is doing. That's what the contour is doing. So now I'm going to go up here, and you kind of do just at your hairline, and you do that as well, because that's where some of the shadows sort of fall as well. So I'm just going to go up here, maybe a little bit more. And you're going to blend this all in at the end. So right now I'm just applying it just to give your face time to warm it up so it will blend a lot easier. Then what you have is your nose. So let's focus on the nose right now. So I have the brightener going straight down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting some contour, and I'm going to contour my nose to give it definition as well. So I just got a little bit on. And then you're just going to do down one side right there, down the other side, and you're just, again, just stamping it on, and then below the nose as well. So it kind of gives it that shape that you want, and then it will look better once we blend it out. Some people go up all the way, and other people may find too, if you use your highlighting end, you can kind of follow kind of to your eyebrow to give it that definition if you want to go like that. See how it's defining it right now? It makes your nose just, it gives it that dimension. Then if you have extra, or even if you just want to follow your jawline, so you don't go, you're not going on top the jaw, but you're going below it where that shadow is. So you're going to be giving it a little bit of shape, and you're just going to stipple or dab it on. And this is below your jawline, just to give it that dimension. All right, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to switch brushes. So I was just using the detail brush. Now I'm going to switch brushes to my blush and bronzer brush. Now you can buy this separate. The detail brush you would purchase separate. This one you can either purchase separately, or you can get in a bundle with the bronzer as well. So I got this with the Bella bronzer because I love the Bella bronzer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that blush side. So there's two sides. There's the really fluffy side, and then there's the blush side that's a little bit more stiff. I'm going to use that blush side, the smaller side, and I'm going to use my main color. The main color that I use for my skin color is the Candelit. So I'm going to just, again, breathe on it because it's a little bit colder in here. So just to warm up that cream. Now I'm just making it so it's tacky. So I have it on my brush now. Now what's important is, yes, I'm dabbing it in right now, but I'm dabbing it into, I'm not swiping it, I'm dabbing it. So when I do it, I'm just dabbing. I'm not swiping because you don't want too much. You just want to dab it. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill in everywhere on your face that you want to. This is where you decide how much coverage you want. You're going to fill in where there's no color right now, where there's no contour, where there's no highlight, and you're just going to fill it in. When you do it, this is where you might want to be careful because you don't want to put too much makeup on. So you just want to do it kind of lightly. You don't want to continuously re-dip because you see how beautiful that coverage is. And I just started putting it on. This is all from one dip from it. And I'm also going to be going in my eye area too because this can be used as a primer as well. So I'm going to go over and just blend this in. This is, again, the main color that I'm doing. And I'm just stippling it on. If you want, if you have really nice skin, you can, wipe it on just to blend it however you prefer to do it. And I'm going to re-dip for the other side. And you can just see how beautiful that goes on. On my forehead. And on the outers of my eyes. All right, now that I have that main color, oh, can't forget my eyelid, just to prime it a little bit, have it blend really good together. All right, now that I have that done, I'm gonna go back and I am going to blend. I'm gonna blend the contour first. I'm gonna do the eyes last because for your eyes, you don't wanna lose that elasticity. So you want to be as gentle as you can with them. So I like the makeup the cream just to kind of melt as long as what it can. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do the contour. So I'm actually just gonna use that same part of the brush, which is the blush side, that more stiff side, and I'm going to be blending the contour in. I'm gonna do my neck first because I always tend to, if I would forget anywhere, it would be that jawline. So I'm gonna do that first and just kind of blend it down. And you can blend it all throughout your neck if you want to. Give it shape, and then you can put even main highlight if you want on your neck to blend it all together, or just follow that jawline, whatever you prefer. Okay, so and it blends so good. That's what's nice about this too, is you don't have to worry about too much about going out and you're gonna be all blotchy. It blends really well. So then what I have is my contour on my cheeks. Now what I'm gonna do for that is I'm gonna actually switch back to my detail brush now. So this brush right here, and I'm gonna go to that contour side and I'm gonna just flick it up because I want a little bit of that line with it because I like it a little bit defined. So I'm just flicking it up and that's it. So you just keep it there because you want a little bit of a shadow. You want that definition. And then I'm gonna do the other side. And right there. And if you put too much of the contour on, just brush it back into the hairline a little bit. And it's fine because it's not a big deal. That's what's so nice about this, is it's so easy to blend it how you want it to look. So then you have that upper. And you're just going to blend it to the hairline. Just to give it, again, that dimension. Now, my nose. This one, you want to try to keep that definition for it. You don't want to blend it all together. And because this is such a small area, I'm just going to take it and lightly blend it down. To keep that shadow on there, and take the other side for the highlight and just kind of blend it with that brush. There. And that keeps that definition and shadow with it. So the nose, you can really tell how much, especially when you're when you contour, how it keeps that definition. Then when you use foundation, a lot of times it being just one color, you don't get all this beautiful dimension with your face. So now I have the highlight part of my eye. So for this, you're not going to want to swipe. You don't just want to swipe it down. You want to stipple it and be super, super gentle with this, because in general, in this part of your eye, you don't want to pull on it too much because you will lose that elasticity while you get older, but you don't want to lose it more quickly, I guess, and more drastically. So you're just stippling it on, and look at how beautiful that is. It blends so, so well. So right now I have everything blended in really well. I'm gonna go in just one more time just with that blush one, I like to go by my forehead a little bit once after I do my nose, just to make sure that it's all blended really good, and by my eyes a little bit too. And I'm not swiping, I'm just stippling for it, or just dabbing it on there. And if you find that you went a little bit too far, this is what I want for mine, because it kind of stops right here. But if you go too far, you can always just blend it in with your mane, and you can kind of correct that. So here's what this looks like right now. But what I want to do now is, sometimes I just go like this, but if I want to put a little bit of color on, that's when I can go into my lip and cheek color. So I'm going to go into, I have my Nude right here. So I'm going to go into that. I'm going to use my blush brush, and I'm just going to dab it just a little bit, because these are incredibly pigmented, so you don't want a ton on. So I'm just going to go, I just dabbed it just a little bit, and I'm going to go up and look at how beautiful and pigmented that is. I'm just going, the contours right here, and I did the blush just a little bit over it. And this one too, I might take a little bit more. And you kind of, for me, I'm just kind of stopping at that corner of my eye again. And then you can go back into the hairline, just to kind of blend it in. Some people like it a little bit rosier around their cheeks. This is all on preference. That's what's great with makeup, is you do it however you see fit, how you think it will look good for it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to match my lip color. So I'm going to take it. I just like to use my finger. Otherwise, if I'm, if I don't want to get my finger in it, this gets more defined. The brush does. I use this a lot, but I'm just going to use my finger right now, just because I'm just doing a quick one with you guys. And again, I can, if I wanted to really make it look nice, where I'm not going to go out of the lines, the brush is the way to go. Another thing that's great too, and I will show you this on other videos coming up, but what you can do is you can even use a brush, and you can put contour on to make your lips look even more, where they can stand out more, and you can give your lips even more dimension as well. But I'm just going to do the basics today. I'm just going to show you how to contour, how to put on that lip and cheek color, how to, for your cheeks and for your lips. And then, because for me, I really love the Bella bronzer so much. This is one of my favorite. I will go out just with Bella bronzer. And those days that I don't want to do much, I'll just go out with Bella bronzer. So this is the Bella bronzer right here. And I'm going to take that. This is the blush and bronzer brush. So this is the more fluffy end. So I'm just dipping into that bronzer, and I'm going to give myself color. I'm so pasty white that for me, this gives me some color, and I'm very happy with it. I'm not one to go out tanning and such, so if I can just put a little bit of color on, I am super content with that. So I'm just gonna put it kind of on where the sun would hit. So kind of on the outside of your forehead a little bit. Whoops, get those hairs up. And then what I'm going to do is, I also like it a little bit, I did it a little bit heavier right here on my contour and my cheeks, just because once you put the bronzer on, with it going over the top of it, I think it looks a little bit better when you do a little bit heavier over here. So I'm just going to go right over that with that bronzer. Should have put my hair up. And you're just, with that light fluffy brush, you're using that light fluffy one because you don't want to ruin everything that you just did, and because it blends so good. The fluffy brush, what it does is it makes it so it simply just lays over the top. And you're just going to stipple it on. I'm going to do my nose a little bit, because you think the sun also hits your nose. Think of all those people walk around with those burnt noses, or maybe that's just me. And that is it. Now, I'm not wearing mascara. I can just go out like this if I wanted to. It's super simple. If you guys have any questions, now remember, the contour that I used was olive. The brightener that I used for the highlight, that one is white peach, and the mane that I used is Candelit. But remember that my face color is different than your face color. So if you would like to be color matched for your face, I highly recommend for you guys to just give me a selfie with no makeup. You can take your phone, stand about 3 feet away from a window with no lights on the back, and just take your phone and just snap it just a few feet away from your face. Snap it, and I would like to see like a little bit of your neck and even just a little bit down here so you can really get a true color match for your face. But then I can get you from there. I can get you the colors that would work for you because your tone will be a little bit different. For Saint, our goal is to make it as natural as possible. So you don't want that cakey feeling. You don't want to go out where it looks completely fake and full of makeup. You want it to be more natural. If you want more coverage, that's perfectly fine, but it can still look more natural. We can cover up blemishes if you want to cover up blemishes with different colors, but the natural is what we're going for. So again, feel free, send me in that selfie to get color matched, and I would love to do it. Some people do not. I like the dewy look. For me personally, I do like the dewy look. If you do not like the dewy look, or if you just want it to stay a little bit better, a little bit longer, for staying longer, I highly recommend to use the setting spray. You can take your perfector sponge, so just this, and you would spray it with your setting spray. I didn't even show you guys that earlier, and then you can just take it with your setting spray and just stipple it on your face throughout, and that will help keep the makeup on longer. If you're wanting to have your makeup just stay a little bit longer and get rid of some of that shine, this is the setting powder. It's it's vanilla dust, and so right here you can take your brush and you can just get some on and cover up that shine, and it will also help keep it, and you just kind of go over the T-zones, and it will help get rid of that shine if you really don't want that shine. Again, for me, I like the shine, but completely up to you on what your preference is for it. And then if you want, you can do eyeshadow after. Another thing, this is not a Saint product, but this is one mascara that I found that works really good for myself, and it works really good with these products. It's just the L'Oreal, the Telescopic mascara. It's for me, again, my main thing of why I switched to Saint is because I have very sensitive skin. I would break out a lot. I would have allergic reactions. This is one that's really great for my skin, and it hasn't had any issues with the makeup at all. It applies really good, and if you pull this out, the bristles are super fine. It's to give it that length for it. My eyelashes are kind of thinning and small, but if you look, so I'm going to get all close and personal. It gives my eyelashes such length, and it looks so nice. And I'm going to go back and I think show you how the perfector sponge real quick too. But it's so nice. It works really good with it. It's nothing that's going to be extremely noticeable. It's more natural, which I love about it. So here's a perfector sponge that I use as well. So for this, I already wet it. You can use it wet or dry, and it will double in size. So it comes with a little container, and don't get rid of the container because these are really handy. After you're done using it, you put it on here and see how it bounces really nice. It will dry then. Once it's dried, it will shrink because right now, remember, it doubled in size. So this will shrink, and once it shrinks, it will just pop back in the container right in place. You don't have to touch it. It will just go right in there. And then it's nice because it lets it dry, and then it will pop in when it's ready. But I love this thing so much. You can go in, you can blend. If you see that you did a little bit too much in one area, you can use this just to blend it a little bit too. Some people use this at the very end for everything. But especially in that, for me, under eye, I don't like having too much product right there. You want coverage, but you don't want cakey product, especially when you have the wrinkles. If you have too much product, it will kind of gather within the wrinkles for makeup. So you want to be as light as possible for it so you don't have that buildup, and you don't want that cakey feeling. So this is a perfector sponge, and I just went under the eye, and you can see it didn't take a ton of makeup off. That's what I love about this comparing to other ones, is that you you really don't take much makeup off. I had other kinds and they tended to take off more of the makeup. This one I've had really good luck with. So again, just put that on to dry. And I think that's it. A little bit later throughout the month or the next couple months, I want to go over with you guys lip color, eye color, eyeliner, how to fill in your eyebrows. For me, it's especially important because mine are getting very thin. So, and it's all natural. What I love about it is natural. Can you build onto colors? Some people even use for the eyeshadows. They'll go out and do great things for Halloween because they're so pigmented, which is awesome. But if you guys have any questions about any product, feel free to let me know. I also have a shopping link. Each month I will put my shopping link and I will put it in the announcement so you can click on the shopping link because they will change from month to month. So, and again, any questions, feel free to contact me. I hope you enjoyed the video.